Hello and welcome to the third episode of The Adventures of Beanie. In this episode, I've managed to catch the time that the Inner's extra battle was around. Miners. You can find it through events and the Gorilla tab. So it's around similar to the Red Sea event. It has four? No, it's got 3 per day. So this is the next day. It has 3 time slots per day, and I managed to catch one of them now. So let's just go and, because I'm joining from a public lobby through the co-op matchmaking, I'm going to wait for a few more people to join a room before I actually go in. And the reason I wait is because you want to make sure that you have a balanced team for the EX battles, and especially the more difficult battles in Mitrasphere. So this EX battle we didn't have a cleric, for example, it would be a lot more difficult. So now that we have a guard and a cleric, it's pretty much set. Now I can't remember too well mechanics with this boss. So let's hopefully get back in time. Yeah, we're just gonna aim to move back every time he attacks. Okay, so that's a single target attack, it looks like. You're fine to stay front. Buff in, so I can also buff. Back. He's buffing again, so I can attack. And he has 2 guts at the end, which is, well, yeah, dual blades are really good against guts, as they have a large number of hits. Okay, so yeah, not too difficult, since we had really strong pub players. Well, Blackwing's not really a pub player, I guess, but yeah, so that's the extra battle. I will try to get through most of the EX stamps. This one doesn't have a guard, but there's a missed arc. There's no more EX rooms at the moment. Going back to the zone. And if I click co-op here, it shows all the rooms available in EX and level 1. Whereas if I just click on the level, it will only show co-op rooms for EX. At the moment there are none. So I'm gonna keep hit and refresh, and I'll unpause the video once we find a room. Okay, so Blackwing has another room up. It's also good to just join rooms with high combat power players, because other players are more likely to join that room, and so hopefully we get a cleric. But honestly, I feel like with this group it might be enough to beat it anyway. So for this battle, or at least for some battles, you can pretty much DPS them down if your DPS is strong enough, without having to worry too much about healing and mechanics. But yeah, we'll find out in this run how that goes. We got Kronos. So now we have just a bunch of DPS and I think 1 archer? Yeah, we have an archer. 2 archers, okay. Hopefully there's some buffs and debuffs there. But yeah, because we have no cleric, it's going to be really important to dodge. Yeah, moving back for this. I think there's a raid buster. Maybe, not sure. Okay, he perished. I'm gonna go back. Oh, okay, so we are dead. Yeah, so not too good. I don't think he'll be able to solo this on his own. Unless the heals are enough. Too much. Okay, didn't crit. Unfortunate. Yeah, so without a cleric it can be quite difficult, and there's also no guard to give us some mitigation either. So a bit of a rough one. We're going to look for another room after this. Hopefully find one with a cleric. Okay, so this time there's a level 1 room open with a cleric, so I'm just going to hop into one. Like they want to wait a bit for the 5th person to come, so I'll unpause once that happens. Okay, so it looks like we're starting. Oh, and the 5th person just joined. Nice. Yeah, so level 1 is quite a bit easier because your stats are not restricted and the boss is going to do less damage against you. Might be taking a bit of damage here, but that should... Okay, that was a bit more damage than I expected. But this cleric seems to be doing fine. Yeah, so I I underestimated this boss a bit. Or a lot, I guess. Yeah, it's does a bit more damage than I remembered. So we're going to wait. Hopefully we get a revive soon. But I mean, these two can probably finish the boss by themselves. So we didn't actually have a guardian in this room to give us some mitigation. But I still probably would have died in the front row anyway. There isn't too much I can do at the moment against 10,000 damage. Okay. I think we're done here. No? Okay. That's unfortunate. Yeah, so that can sometimes happen. That's a good reason why, if you're unsure of the mechanics, probably shouldn't go front row as a cleric. But I think they were just a bit eager to finish up the boss. Oh yeah, so for this boss, after a certain amount of time, it gives itself a buff, which means that it has an extreme amount of evasion. So unless you use your Dragonkin Gouge, which gives you 100% accuracy all the time, you're not going to hit. So that's why nobody was able to kill the boss then. And yeah, so also because it has 2 stacks of guts. And guts basically means anytime you take lethal damage, you'll lose a stack of guts. So it pretty much gives him 2 extra lives when he's on 1 health, which means you need to do 2 instances of damage. Which is why dual blades are really good, because they have around 5 hits. Okay, that one doesn't have a cleric, so I'm not going to join. Silver has a room up. Ooh, okay, let's join this one quickly. It's got a little bit late for that. I'm just going to... Yeah, I'll come back once I find another room. And then after that, I'll probably move on to different content. Okay, so this room has 2 clerics. I'm just going to join. Hopefully there's another DPS, because my DPS is relatively low. That's a swordsman. Okay, should be okay. Might end up being a long battle though. Oh, looks like Blackwing's gone to cleric, since he probably realized there's a large amount of DPS currently doing the EV extra battle. Okay, so there's 1 DPS down. Go back. Boss is back. Oh, you need to go back. That's a single target attack, so I should be fine to keep going. God has aggro, which is nice. I think the boss might buff now. No, okay, I have to go back. Okay, now I can use my heart buff. boss is buffing, so I can go forward. Plus. Back, then I can use my axe after he attacks. Should have my. I still had my up debuff, so my axe ate some. Have my RT buffs. Oh. Hmm. Does he have evasion? No, he doesn't have evasion yet. That's fine. Extend my heart with harp DBs. Okay, he doesn't have evasion yet. That's good. Back out from this attack. Enough to kill me? I'm probably dead actually. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, nice. Oh, there's the boss. Fully time. I guess, yeah, with the Guardian mitigation. As soon as I say that, I get killed. That's fine. Go back. Really alive. Yeah, I should have backed for that. Yeah, so you can see now he has a 999 evasion buff, which basically means we cannot hit him unless we use our Dragon King Gorge. Because Dragon King Gorge always gives 100% accuracy. So you'll always hit no matter what. Yeah, so pretty much all I'm going to be doing now is trying to build my Dragon King Gorge, not die, and do some damage to the boss. Again. But yeah, this battle is going to be quite long, just because both DPS are fairly low combat power, and we're both swordsmen. If we had a mage here, mages build up their DK Gorge really fast, so they can actually get his health down faster than swordsman, but yeah, we have two swordsmen, so it's going to take quite a while. I'm gonna DK this, and hopefully. The good thing is we've gotten him down to 1 health. So now we just need to go build our gorge one more time, and then we can DK our dual blades. So this is probably one of the few battles where using Dragonkin or Draconic mode on our dual blades is actually good. Since have our Dragonkin up again, DK, and you can see that we hit, taking out the boss. Nice, so that was an extra long battle, but you managed to pull through, even with 2 lower powered DPS, because we had 2 clerics and a guard. pretty much no one can die. But yeah, 5 minutes. Not the longest battle I've seen, but longer than the earlier battles. Okay, so I recently unlocked Floor 4 of Heaven's Ocean Fishing, which means I actually have a chance, or a higher chance now, compared to Floor 3, of catching 4 starfish. So you can see there's a bunch of 4 stars down here, which I haven't actually fished yet. And if I catch a 4-star Heaven's Ocean species, I can unlock the next fishing rod level, or fishing rod rank, I guess you can say, which is a metallic fishing rod. And that will make fishing a bit easier. But yeah, let's go and try to fish up some now. So we're going to Jabari Village, because this is where one of the 4-star fish is. It's called the mountain crab, I believe, and it gives 20 physical attack leaves when you fish them. Or when you fish an S rank version, sorry, when you fish an S rank version. If you just fish any mountain crab below S rank, it won't actually give you stats. But it will be able to unlock us this new rod. And just to quickly show you where all the 4-star fish are located, and I'll link Freya's Ultimate Fishing Guide in the description, because that guide gives a pretty good rundown on all the fish, the lures, and locations and rarities in every single map. So that's a good place if you don't know where you want to fish and what fish you should be going for. That's a really great guide. So yeah, the mountain crab 4-star fish for physical attack is in Jabari Village. If you go to Mount Stardust Summit Night, there's the Shogun Shark, which gives magic defense leaves. In Mega Tsunami Day, there is a something whale. It's a whale, and it gives you magic attack leaves. And Upper Igot's Night is the Thorfish, and that gives physical defense leaves. Alright, so let's go and try our hand at full fishing. So you can see it's quite a bit more difficult than before. The white zones are 0% success rate, so we want to be dodging those and hopefully get yellow or red. Aiming more for red, of course, but let's see how we go. Ooh, we were just off the red. Hit the light blue, that's 25%, and it was a fail. Let's go again. And I think that's on the red. Either way, we caught a fish. Nice. Okay, hermit crabs. So these also give physical attack leaves. They're a 3-star, which means they give 5. But I need to get an S rank. So that was an A rank. Not quite high enough. Let's see, do we have any quests on? Oh, we got a secret mission complete by jumping a lot, and you earn a new title. So that's nice. Let's see. Okay, so we need to do 2 more searches, which we don't have at the moment. But yeah, we already did some of the fishing earlier in the day, off camera, when we did some event quests, Uber Hunt, and Ancient Raid. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so that title I just unlocked, you can actually edit your title by going to Profile, and just clicking the title here, and then you can choose a new title out of all the ones you've unlocked so far. Okay, so next up, I'm actually going to show what the current raid is like. Hopefully there's some raids up. Good, there's one up here. And before I do that, I will switch in my Earth Jewel Blades. Because the current raid is a water boss. It will help us to have Earth weapons to do 30% extra damage. So if your weapons are a stronger element than the enemy you're facing, so Earth is strong against water, it will do 30% extra damage. Now what we're doing is just waiting for... Oh, perfect. Okay, so the cleric just arrives. As long as they have some healing maces, we should be fine. It's level 8 though, so I'm not quite sure if I want to start the battle yet, as we are all relatively low combat power. And while combat power isn't always the best way to determine how strong we are, it does tell me that we all have low stats, and the boss hits pretty hard, so... But yeah, so this boss is called Vodanique, and it drops water cleric armor. But it's also decent for mages if they're just starting out and they don't have anything better to get. Oh, there is the Warlogan daily grand battle as well, which mages can farm. But yeah, besides that, this one is probably the one to go for. Okay, nice, we got some stronger players in. And it's a water boss as well. And there are 5 waves, so you can see 2 out of 5. But three of the waves are actually just, I guess you can call them clones of the boss. It's just 3 versions of this turtle tortoise kind of thing. That just get progressively harder and harder with higher attack and higher health and that kind of thing. But yeah, basically how it works when the boss has that first text, you want to move back unless you're the guardian for most of them. With this one, okay, Ribbit is a single target attack. Ribbit is a front cleave. So he did get hit by that, but it's already gone. Okay, and Ribbit, you're gonna see it's gonna use Ribbit. That is a raid buster, but it poisons the front row. Okay. Yeah, so I got aggro, which means the Ribbit single target attack one-shot me on the front line. I'm going to move back since the Claire revived. Oh, I'm going to move back again, using the Raid Buster. Okay, nice. So we've taken that boss. So yeah, lower level raids, not too difficult. Though I would say this is one of the harder raids for newer players, as it's got many. Oh, okay, they just died to poison. Yeah, it's got quite a lot of waves, and it's just a lengthy raid compared to previous ones where they only had 1 boss wave. This one has 3. Yeah, a bit of a long battle, but not too bad considering how many waves there are. The drops weren't too good, but yeah, each raid you beat gives you 1,000 jade seeds or green seeds, so it's not too bad a place to farm up a few of them. Obviously there are better options like grand battles, which also drop 1,000, and they're a bit faster depending on what level you do. And we also get some fangs, and we get fangs for each person that actually is in the battle with us, so it's not a bad idea to wait until there's 5 people in the raid just to get bonus fangs. And what can we use fangs for? Okay, so if we click on our search here, it'll bring up the raid recruitment board, click item exchange, special, and then we can check the raid shop. This is what we can use to buy fangs. This is what we can use fangs to buy, sorry. So I've already bought out all the sea crystals, I've bought out crimson seeds, jade seeds, and I should probably buy out the azure seeds too eventually. So there's an infinite amount of these in stock, but the first lot of these exchanges, you get 2 exchanges, or 20 sorry, and they're extremely cheap. So I can buy 200,000 blue seeds here for about 2,000 fangs. So yeah, pretty cheap. If I want to get the same amount here, I can't even get 200k with 50,000 fangs. So yeah, it's a bit more expensive. So yeah, there's some cheap seeds to exchange at the start. I'd recommend getting the sea crystals all the time. You always want to get sea crystals. Book of Essence, I wouldn't worry about if you're a new player. These are just a bit too pricey unless you're able to really farm a lot of fangs. I'm probably not going to buy this gear because it's cleric gear, and I want to save my fangs for the Master Scroll here. So each raid, the raid shop resets, and it has 1 rainbow accessory for each class, with the same element as the raid gear. So Master Scroll is what I'm going to be going for. It's pretty good, has nice physical attack stat and a physical damage dealt passive. Yeah, really good for swordsman. Pretty much going to be aiming for that. I might get the plus gear. It's not a bad idea to just all the plus gear you can. I'm not planning to play multiple classes on this account. It isn't a bad idea to collect gear from multiple classes. Just because there's these things called job quests, which I'll show in a bit. If we go to missions, and then event quests, you can see there's a bunch of job quests, which I'm not able to do at the moment since I need 40,000 combat power to actually go to level 4 grand battles. But yeah, every time there's a Redux grand battle, it'll have these job quests, which means you have to complete the level 4 once as each class to get 5 crystals, which isn't too bad for some of the battles, but some of them are quite difficult. So yeah, not always a bad idea to get a bit of gear for each class, but at the end of the day, you're probably missing about 20 sea crystals, which isn't the biggest deal. So yeah, I'm basically going to be doing that for this account. Anyways, besides the Fang shop, you can also use Fangs for synthesis, and I'll probably make another video about synthesis, and I'll link my synthesis guide in the video description. Basically, if you see the gray squares on 4-star rainbow and purple armors and accessories, these are just synthesis slots, so you can see synthesis slots. These are all empty at the moment, but once they're full, they will be golden, and you'll get some extra stats and passives and that kind of thing. So yeah, a pretty good way to increase both your combat power and your strength in battle. And so the maintenance was already about 4 days ago, the weekly maintenance with the new patch, and a few shops do get updated. So just going to quickly run through the shops that were updated. None of these main shops were updated, but the special ones were. So the Guild Coin shop has new sea crystals, Necky metals, Book of Essence, large red gem, which you want to get because these are invaluable for upgrading your weapon skills, and some Adventure Guild amulets, which you can use to do the amulet quests at Adventure Guild, which I'll show in a moment. There's also cosmetics. I would not buy any of these cosmetics with guild coins except for the Paper Fan of Laughter. It's not a good weapon itself, but you can disassemble this to get a red skill gem. So that's always good to do. Mitra Stone shop, the equipment gets updated a bit. So basically, new cosmetics go to the guild coin shop initially when the guild quests are reset or updated, and then in the next round the new cosmetics from the guild coin shop will be moved to the Mitra Stone shop. So at the moment you can't find any of these cosmetics in the Mitra Stone shop, but in 4 weeks time or 3 weeks time when they get reset, the Mitra Stone shop will get updated with them. But yeah, it's good to buy out all these weapons in the Mitra Stone shop. They aren't super strong, but you can disassemble them for skill crystals. I would suggest keeping this Lucky Kite in case you accidentally disassemble fortune cards if you're a mage, as it does give a tiny crit rate buff. But yeah, that's personal preference. Mysterious Scale shop also got updated with some new tank gear, I believe. Yeah, there's some. This is tank gear, and there is also some cleric gear. The final shop to be updated is the Rainbow Beach shop. Every time the Rainbow Beach cosmetics get updated, they have a new shop with all the new cosmetics and also consumables. There's 100 sea crystals up for grabs. I've already bought half of these. And there's 5 red gems, crimson gems to upgrade your weapons with as well. I haven't bought all these out yet, so I'll do that eventually. Also, every time it updates, the Being Prepared tab has another 5 sea crystals to be exchanged as well. I've already exchanged these, but these get reset as well. So pretty much you want to look out for the new cosmetic tab, which has sea crystals and gems, and the Being Prepared tab, which will have 5 sea crystals here. Okay, and to finish off this video, I'll probably try out one of the grand battles. Let's have a go at Venomush. Okay, so I'm going to switch to my fire grid. Okay, so loading up my fire grid with my Inferno sword. which is an extreme fire damage weapon, and my Adamante Scimitar, which is fire dual blades. So yeah, we can do a little bit of damage. Going to join through co-op. There's no one at the moment doing co-op. Let's see if we can... Let's try this all. I can't remember how much damage the level 1 Venomosh does, but we're about to find out. Okay, so... Oh, good. Someone else joined. I just want to check, how much health does Venomosh have at level 1? Oh, that's a little bit. Okay, it's using a single target attack. Didn't have time to go back, that's fine. This is a cleric, nice. So because we have a cleric, we should be fine now. Okay, so you nutritious. After this, it's going to use a move. We want to check if it's front or back row. Let's say Freya won't get away, so we're going to stay front. And then we're going to use Inferno Sword. This is going to give us 50% wind resistance, so we can tank a little bit on the front line. Will be kind of close. Ooh. I'm gonna die to poison. Yes, we are going to die of poison. Okay. We would have died to the front row attack anyway. Okay, looks like this guy is actually... He's retired already, so it's going to wait for that to happen. Yep. Alright, so level 1 is a bit more difficult than I realized. Let's try one more time. Yeah, so the poison, I think it randomly poisons. It doesn't always poison. It has a chance to poison, so just unfortunate that we did get hit by that a few times. Is that a cleric? Okay, this cleric is a lot higher combat power, and we have a stronger mage too. Yeah, this should be a lot smoother. But in the last battle, I should have been paying a bit more attention to mechanics and dodging all the attacks. But seeing as we have a good cleric this time, well, the mage just one-shots it anyway, I guess, so that's fine. Alright, so this gear is not the best for swordsman, but it's okay. Like, 22 physical attack is okay. For wind subgrid, I'm still going to be using the... I forgot what it's called. Spriggan armor from the current Spriggan ground battle. So if we compare the stats, go to equipment, and then accessories. Okay, so the Venomosh stats at level 1 are 22. Physical attack, Spriggan is 26. I'm going to keep using this for now until we get around to farming either story bosses or if one of the grand battles, the older grand battles comes back, which drops wind swordsman gear. So until next time, I'll probably be farming a bit more Venomosh, trying to get some stamps for that. And I'll be farming a bit of the Spriggan Grand Battle too. And I think in the next video I'll show off the new score attack. Thank you all for watching, and that was episode 3 of Adventures of Beanie. See you in the next video.